Welcome everyone to our Study Abroad podcast series. So, today we have Madhurjya, who is from Assam and now is at University of Calgary. So, we'll be knowing about his journey from Assam to Calgary. So, welcome Madhurjya.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Madhurjya, when was the very first time you thought that you would want to go abroad for any type of studies?
I think from my childhood only, I had like a urge, a feeling to go like outside of India to do something. And yeah, I was following like, yeah, from my childhood, like maybe after grade 10, like I'd like look up like how to go there, what to do, like, and all of that. So after getting into architecture, it just got like, okay, I want to go out now. It's like I want to see the world and like do something about it and learn about more architecture or whatever. Like, yeah. So,
Sure, sure. So, you were building your profile like resume and things like that since you were in college. Like, did you do any internship or things like that so that it could shape your application process a bit?
yeah, I think for the architecture program in India specifically, it's mandatory like after in fifth year for like the ninth semester, an internship is mandatory. So like I did that, and I think that kind of boosted my profile a bit, I guess. And yeah, and I started kind of compiling my like everything because for architecture, anything like we need our portfolios specifically. And yeah, so I started doing that like throughout my bachelor's only, and it was easier. Because after that, when I was applying to universities and stuff like outside of India, it was like, yeah, I had all the things ready. I just had to like, yeah, click, upload, and everything like that. So, yeah.
Sure, sure. You had to write like GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, etc. for this.
Yeah, I had to write IELTS. So, yeah, I prepared for that. Like, I think I got a tuition for it for a while. It's yeah, because I just didn't know how to prepare for it. So, like, I just did that. But yeah, it was very helpful, and yeah.
Sure, sure. And the letter of recommendation and the statement of purpose, how did you write those?
So for letter of recommendation, I asked my office where I interned for like for 6 months. So I asked there, then I asked some of my professors, like, and everyone is very open to give their letter of recommendation. So it is very easy. And for statement of purpose, I was contacting students who is already studying here. So I got connected with some students from like University of British Columbia and University of Calgary, and I was kind of asking them how they started their kind of SOPs, statement of purposes, and they helped me a lot, and they proofread my things. And one of my prof also, she's currently in Australia, so I let her proofread my statement of purpose also. So like yeah, that those sort of help actually kind of shape my statement of purpose.
Sure, sure, sure. And once you applied to all this, how many colleges did you choose to apply?
I think I chose to apply to like three colleges. Yeah. So I applied to University of British Columbia, I applied to University of Calgary, and I applied to Carleton University. And I got accepted in University of Calgary. Yeah.
And all three were in Canada only.
Yeah.
So you already made up your mind that you would go to Canada. So how did you reject the other countries for your application?
It was actually my goal was to go to probably like to Australia or Canada. It was between those two. And during that period, I think there are some sort of issues with the Australian, like I don't know, like some sort of problem was there. So like I just didn't choose that. And I applied to some UK universities as well. Like I'd say only one, like Sheffield University, and I got into Sheffield, but like again, like UK is more expensive. Like when I was kind of weighing my options, like the 3 years I'm studying here for masters was equal to the 2 years in UK. So like that was also something that kind of hold me off from kind of going to UK. That's why I chose Canada. It was cheaper than UK. Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. And how was the visa process? Was it smooth? Was there any hiccups?
Um, I would say it was smooth, but there was some sort of problem with my finances. It's like with my bank, actually that happened. It's I'm from a very small town in Assam, so basically the bank there they didn't have experiences like kind of sanctioning this sort of big amount of loans for education loans. So there was a hiccup in that process, so it got delayed by 1 month. So like in my kind of entry to Canada also it was delayed by 1 month. I was supposed to be here like around September 2022. I got here in October 2022. But like uh, University of Calgary was more than happy to like accommodate my that delay, I would say. So for 1 month at least I was doing classes through Zoom and stuff. Yeah.
Sure, sure. And how did you book your accommodation?
For the accommodation, when I came here, at first I booked it at the university residence. So my plan was to kind of stay at the university residence for 1 term or probably 2 terms, and kind of look for other accommodations when I'm there. So I didn't want it to get into any hassle of like, oh, I don't have any place to live. So I just booked the university residence before coming here. So yeah.
Sure, sure. And which flight did you take to come here?
I think I did Air India and then Canada. Yeah. My flight was from New Delhi to Vancouver and from Vancouver to Calgary. So like, yeah.
Okay, okay. And this was your first time in Canada?
Yeah, this is my first time in Canada.
And first abroad trip also, or you have done before?
Yeah, yeah, first abroad trip as well.
Okay, and you were traveling alone, or you had some other people you found here and there?
I was traveling alone.
So how was all
Yeah.
first time solo traveling alone to an unknown
uh,
country?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Like, I think I got used to it because I did my undergrad also in like a different state. So like from Assam to Kolkata when I used to come, like I have had that experience of like going through all the security and everything. It was a bit more, I would say. It was like nerve-breaking at times, but at the end, I wanted to be here, and that was one of the things kind of I think that kept me going. And yeah, it was, I'd say the process, like everything was smooth, like everything happened pretty quickly. It's like, oh, yesterday I was in India, now I'm in, okay. It was like, yeah, but it is good overall.
Sure, sure. Once you landed in Canada, so I think once you landed in Vancouver, right? You had transit to Calgary and all. What were the initial
Yeah.
surprises that you encountered, let's say India versus Canada, like with your own experience?
Uh, um, uh, Experience wise, like, I don't know. I think I would say the experience because inside of an airport, it's almost similar everywhere. Because yeah, I had a layover in Vancouver, so like for 6 hours I was there, and then I got to Calgary, and I came to my residence and all of that stuff. But I think one of the things I noticed, it's like everyone greets you like when my first walk on the like yeah to the campus and stuff. It's like everyone was smiling at me and kind of greeting me. Oh, hello, like how are you doing, how's your day going, sort of thing, like that sort of high end hellos. They do that, and that just kind of gives you like sort of like a mental support in a way. It's like you're somewhere else, but yeah, there are more people and they are kind of willing to accept you. It just makes you feel happy and makes you feel accepted, and you don't feel like alone anymore in a way. So that was good. That was really good.
So were you surprised by the fact that everyone stops at the road when you cross the road?
Yeah, that was like a very big surprises. I would say it's like, oh, it's like they give more importance to pedestrians more, and like it's like, oh yeah, they'll stop. It's like at first it was like, oh, okay, the car, I would like just wave at the car, like you can go. And the car would like, yeah, no, you go first. So it's like that sort of thing has happened during the first few days. But yeah, it was, yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. And once you joined your college, you had your first few classes. How did these classes feel different than what you studied back in India?
Classes wise, I would say, I think first few classes were like interdisciplinary, which that experience I didn't have before in India. It's like I was doing architecture show like uh, only our bets for every class, but it was like I'm doing landscape architecture now, but like we had classes with planning students, so there's that sort of like crossover was there. And I felt like another thing, it's like in India, we call every professors like sir, ma'am, and stuff. And here it's like in graduate level, it's like, oh yeah, we are your colleagues. Like they kind of tell us, like, don't call us sir or ma'am. It's like, you, my name is this, call me this. So it's like, it is like at some points, it more felt like we are colleagues and we can approach the profs more easier in a way. So yeah, that was really a different experience, but ultimately I'd say it is really good.
Sure, sure. What about the assignments? Did you find it very tough?
Assignments, I would say it is very tough, and it's almost like I'm changing my disciplines also. It's like architecture is all about the built environment, while landscape architecture is all about the non-built environment. So it is a little bit different, like how you approach thing, how you approach designs and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think the assignments were like pretty immersive in the environment, pretty good, I would say, because after coming here within the first few days, I got to go into hikes to do some sort of research and like different stuff. So I would say that's more interaction with the outside is more here in a way. And uh, um, another difference I have encountered is in my architecture school before, it's everything was about practicality, what you can do, what you can't do. But here it's all about your concepts, like how you get to that point and everything like that. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Sure, sure. What about the cooking, cleaning, and laundry experience? Were you used to it or you learned this?
I'm quite used to it. Like I used to cook at home also, so it's like basically I can cook anything. And laundry also, it's like it's almost a, yeah, you can't wash anything other than in like washing machine. You have to wash everything in washing machine. That's another thing. And most of the time it's paid if you're renting apartments and stuff. So that's there. And cleaning also, it's like, yeah, it's quite easy, I would say, compared to what I had before.
What about the weather fluctuation? How did you encounter?
I actually quite enjoyed it because before this, I have never encountered snow. So that was like a, yeah, that was like a very pleasant, I'd say experience. But I think with time, it goes away. And another thing, it's like, I really like fall. Currently, it's fall season and everything becomes yellow. And I have never experienced it before in India. And yeah, I love fall season. Then after a few days, there will be snow and stuff. But I think there are some sort of like flu shots and stuff also, which kind of prevent you won't get cold like when the weather changes also. So yeah, it's been pretty good. I'd say like, yeah, I have enjoyed it a lot.
Sure, sure, sure. And what about your part-time jobs and internship offers? I mean, did you get any part-time job internship so far?
Yeah, at first I was working at Mathnesium as like a math instructor for kids, like kids aging 6 to 16, I'd say. And then I got into like a landscape firm, and it was George Harris Collaborative. Like I worked there for about 8 months. And during the summer, along with that firm, I was working in another firm. which is Planta landscape. So like I worked in Planta for 3 months. So altogether, I have had a good experience. Currently, my contract with both of those firms has ended. So I'm currently looking for something, some sort of internship. But yeah, that's about it, I'd say.
You also got some scholarship when you got the offer here?
I didn't get a welcome scholarship, but like I got a continuing scholarship. So like I have gotten probably like around $4,000 from scholarships. So yeah,
And RATA work also, research assistantship, teaching assistantship.
I haven't done any research assistantship work because I was working in more on the professional offices. So I haven't done any research assistantship till now.
TA, teaching assistantship, that also.
I haven't done that because yeah, my schedule was quite busy actually. So basically, I only had time for one job. So basically, doing a job in my field, in the professional field, that actually way more to me than like doing a teaching assistantship. But yeah, I'm open. Like probably next term, I'm open to doing this teaching assistantships. Yeah.
Sure, sure. What are your future goals for the next few years?
Um, for next few years, for like I would want to settle in Calgary if I can, and kind of get my license of for a landscape architect. And after getting that, like yeah, join some good firm and kind of work there. And I think my end goal is to kind of write a book someday on landscape architecture.
Sure, sure, sure. And what advice would you give to younger yourself, your juniors back in India or elsewhere who want to pursue higher studies abroad?
I'd say like there will be like those adversaries like your mind will be telling like what if I go there is a risk. Like yeah, there is a risk, but the where there is a risk, the reward is also very high. So basically, if you feel like you need to go for it, you want to go for it, just go for it. Just and everything will fall into line. Just do it. That's the attitude you should have if you want to go out somewhere.
Sure, sure. Any recommendation on usage of LinkedIn? Like what people should do, how much like Instagram versus LinkedIn these days? It's a big dilemma for people.
Yeah, I'd say LinkedIn is a very good source, like keeping an eye out for stuff that's happening because in LinkedIn you can look for jobs and like you can check at least like, oh, what's the job scenario here? What's the job scenario there? And I'd say like connect with people because LinkedIn has been like a very great, I'd say like median before like between me and some other students. It's I have been able to talk to students. Like there are many students who have contacted me also. It's like, how did you do it? Like, how did you go and stuff? So it is, I would say, yeah, just get into LinkedIn and yeah, connect with people, check out people and talk to them. And yeah, if you want to talk to me, I'm open any day. And yeah, Instagram also works the same way. So Instagram, though it's like more entertainment based, but still it's like I have contacted many people through Instagram as well. So yeah, it helps a lot.
So Instagram is more of a closed, whereas LinkedIn is more of a open. So here there is no like restriction as such to apply and
Yeah.
connect to people.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, Madhurjya, very good. Listening to your experience about University of Calgary admission and things like that. So we hope our audience have learned something from this podcast. So thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. And you have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.